Recording in progress.
Good morning, dear Dharma friends. Here we are again, or is it still? It certainly is now. Whoops. A short poem from Donald Babcock. The Little Duck. Now, we are ready to look at something special. It is a duck riding the ocean 100 feet beyond the surf. And he cuddles in the swells. There is a great heaving in the Atlantic, and he is a part of it. He can rest while the ocean heaves because he rests in the Atlantic. He probably doesn't know how large the Atlantic is, and neither do you. But he realizes it. And what does he do, I ask you? He sits down in it. He reposes in the immediate as if it is infinity, which it is. That is religion, and the duck has it. Now we are ready to look at something special. It is a duck riding the ocean 100 feet beyond the surf. And he cuddles in the swells. There is a great heaving in the Atlantic, and he is a part of it. He can rest while the ocean heaves because he rests in the Atlantic. He probably doesn't know how large the Atlantic is, and neither do you. But he realizes it. And what does he do, I ask you? He sits down in it. He reposes in the immediate as if it is infinity, which of course it is. That is faith. That is Dharma. That is where the duck reposes. Crash, bang. Sounds emerging out of nowhere. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community of mindful harmony. Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya. And so it is. We build the container of our practice, an intention of being in the present moment. As it says in the Satipatthana Sutra, abandoning and covetousness and grief concerning the world, sitting down comfortably upright. The seeker, the practitioner, the person who's heard the call from within, sits down and places mindfulness before them. And this moment could reveal anything. We wake up from sleep where there's been no guarding of the sense doors at all for some time. And we sit down in the midst of awareness, and lo and behold, it reveals. It is revealed. The mood that's present. And the mood can go anything from, can be anything from joyful and awake and alert to quite sad and frightened and lonely, depending upon the causes and conditions of the moment. We sit with a willingness to experience what is right now. It's a very brave act. And it's no less brave because we do it daily. Because we have a practice of it. A human birth is a very strange educational journey. And right here and now, we can anchor ourselves in the present moment, or we can at least land here and notice the coming and going of the breath. as that bird in the poem rests in the waves of the ocean, so do we rest in the coming and going of the breath. When we remember, how closely, how intimately can awareness embrace this breathing in and this breathing out? And somehow we go beneath the words, beneath even subtle thinking. And there's just in-breathing. There's just out-breathing. Of course, there may well be significant portions of the 5 hindrances that are served this morning. The mind could be colored with wanting, desiring, lusting, craving for something. Or it could be its opposite. It could be disliking, pushing away, resisting, averse to what's happening. There could be large doses of restlessness and agitation, or small doses for that matter. A mind that is dissatisfied, seeking to solve the problem. There might be sloth and torpor. There might be doubts. This continues to be so difficult. Maybe it doesn't work. And we are profoundly emotional beings. There could be a small to medium to large dose of emotion here. There could be sadness. There could be loneliness. There could be loving kindness and compassion in large or small doses. Our task, our chosen aspiration, is to be present with it all. When the hindrances are strong, we turn toward them, put away the breath. Embracing. Climbing into the present moment with full willingness. we allow the breath, the sensations of breathing, in their repetitive stability, to give us a point of grounding amidst the incredible variety of stimuli that come from the mind. The mind has decades worth of memories to generate. It has lots of things it likes to worry about in the future, to plan for, to prepare for. It is an utterly radical intervention. To abandon covetousness and grief concerning the world. To allow awareness, to allow mindfulness, heart mindfulness. To abide here and now. In the pasture of abiding, the gochara of the body. Or perhaps of mind states. There are the objects of awareness. The body, sounds, liking and disliking, mental formations. And there is that which knows them. Noticing how the objects and that which knows them rise together. And we could ask the question, where is it that we know? The life of the hands exists. Is it down there? Over there? Do hands even exist? Or is it really sensations that have no name? Thoughts arise. Where? Where are thoughts known? Beware of simple answers like the brain. Let's not be satisfied by anybody else's answers. Where do thoughts come from? Where do they go to? I aspire to love and accept myself. All the experiences that I take to be myself. Exactly as I am in this moment. 40 years ago or so, Ajahn Chah asked Ajahn Sumedho, who was then a rather young monk. He had maybe 5 or 7 years of monkhood under his belt, to start a monastery for Westerners. It's still there, called Wat Pa Nanachat. You could go there to practice if you like. It's welcoming of both men and women, though a less wholesome place for women. Then after a little while, a few years, he asked him to go to England and start a monastery, start a practice center there and a monastery. What came of that was a place called Chithurst. Ajahn Chah didn't communicate much with Ajahn Sumedho. He trusted that he would do what was needed. He did write one letter to him, which is this short, I think of it as like a blessing. Whenever you have feelings of love or hate for anything whatsoever, these will be your aids and partners in building parami. The parami are the wholesome qualities of patience and honesty and concentration and generosity. Whenever you have feelings of love or hate for anything whatsoever, these will be your aids and partners in building parami. The Buddha Dharma is not to be found in moving forwards, nor in moving backwards, nor in standing still. This, Sumedho, is your place of non-abiding. Whenever you have feelings of love or hate for anything whatsoever, these will be your aids and partners in building parami. The Buddha Dharma is not to be found in moving forwards, nor in moving backwards, nor in standing still. This, Sumedho, is your place of non-abiding. Please let us call to our hearts our teachers and mentors. Let's remember our interbeing with our loved ones, friends, colleagues, adversaries. Please thank yourself for the efforts of this morning. It is not a small thing to come together and practice like this. Sometimes it's beautifully easy. Yes, I'm so glad I do this. Sometimes it's like chewing nails or carrying a backpack that's way too heavy. We open to all of it. Such is the way for those who go against the stream. I put those poems in the chat. I also put the link to ruthdennison.com. Our Dharma sister Kat has completely rebuilt the website for Ruth Dennison, and it's quite beautiful. At the time of her death, I was on the scene, and I wrote, I think, 11 letters about her last days on the earth, and they're pretty potent. I encourage you to take a look at them, maybe. There's also videos and audio and a lot of very beautiful pictures, a couple of hundred really beautiful pictures of Ruth and the people around her. The first and third Sundays of the month Candle Summers teaches at 6:30 online. I'm not sure the status of Doug's newcomer meditation. It's starting very soon. That's a wonderful thing if you've never done it. I highly encourage you to. Doug's, I don't know how many times he's done it, 20 maybe. It's always well attended. He advertises it out in the psychotherapy world as well.
Doug's sessions are starting on January 27.
Great. Thanks, Jim. So, time to sign up if you want to. Our treasurer, former now treasurer, Doug Ross, after serving for a long time, 5 or 6 years, has resigned from the PIMC board after making tremendous contributions to everything. We're a much more functional organization in many ways because of his presence. And what that means is that we're looking for someone who can help us with the financial end of things, who is capable of nonprofit tracking and budgeting and things like that. Person needs to be quite familiar with spreadsheets. So if you happen to be that or know someone who is that, and you don't have to live in Portland to do it, and you'd like to devote some time to this community, please send me an email. Yeah. I think that's all I want to say. Oh, maybe just a reminder. The 1st of February in the evening, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion or Belonging Committee, I guess it is, at PIMC, invites you to come and participate in a community meeting, a discussion of what our wants and needs and hopes and fears are about increasing the diversity at PIMC. And there will be a presentation. Kat will do a presentation of her PowerPoint, which is the feedback that we got from 170 some people who responded to this request last summer even. And so we really are seeking input from the community. So please come and join us on the 1st. And there'll be more information, including the link. So, that said, (6:30 p.m.) candle on Sundays, the first and third Sundays. This must be a group of meditators. Imagine 6:30 a.m. It's only half an hour later than this, isn't it? Earlier. So, have you something that belongs to all of us that you'd like to share?
Morning, Robert. It's Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Here I am. I was wondering if you could talk about Ajahn Chah's letter to Ajahn Sumedho a little more. I'm not sure I really quite get if he's giving advice or what he's really saying to him.
Well, it's a pretty heavy statement. Whenever you have feelings of love or hate for anything whatsoever, these will be your aids and partners in building parami, which is, I hear it as, it's the second foundation of mindfulness. This connects for me with the sign in the parking lot at Wat Pah Nanachat. It's first in, what do you call it, in Thai, and then below it in English. It's a green sign with yellow, very beautiful yellow lettering. And it says, oops, a daisy. What's that? Oh, texting coming in. If you, hang on here. Sorry. Meant to turn that off or down. The sign says, if you're not observing your feelings, if you're not practicing with feelings, Vedana, liking and disliking, you haven't begun to practice. It's a pretty powerful statement to be in a parking lot of a monastery. So, and it makes sense that all day long we're pushed and pulled by liking and disliking, and that's how we shape our lives, actually. We go with our likings and dislikings. We try to maximize our likings and minimize our dislikings or the events that create that. So to set ourselves free, we really do need to be observing liking and disliking. It's the interaction of the sense doors with the world. And then this other one is that this is a heavy, powerful statement. The Buddha Dharma is not to be found in moving forwards nor in moving backwards, nor in standing still. This Sumedho is your place of non-abiding. One will never understand that with the thinking mind. It might be something to write down and put on your fridge and live with. What could that possibly mean? And I think that's really all I can say about it. The Buddha Dharma is not to be found in moving forwards, nor in moving backwards, nor in standing still. This Sumedho is your place of non-abiding. That sings to me of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Oh, we're still getting messages. I hope that works. Is that any help, Michael?
I guess misery loves company. It's helped that somebody else doesn't really understand it. That was what was bothering me, was that last part. It just, I guess it's just the Ajahn Chah's koan to Sumedho. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Koan.
I think thinking of that as a koan is a really good idea. I find it oddly, deeply comforting. The Buddha Dharma is not to be found in moving forwards, nor in moving backwards, nor in standing still. This Sumedho is your place of non-abiding. Related to, perhaps, no spiritual practice creates awakening. Awakening happens on its own. And as Chogyam Trungpa put it, awakening, enlightenment, is an accident. And spiritual practice makes you accident prone. But we have the notion, I'm going to control my breath, and that's then going to be it. I'm going to learn all this whole cloud, this giant map of objects of mindfulness, the four foundations of mindfulness. And when I get control of that, then I'll be there. And in fact, The whole purpose of all that whole investigation is to discover that none of it's stable. There's no one there. And it's a success through failure model, actually.
Good morning, Robert. Whoops.
I hear
Oh,
a
there I
voice.
am.
It's
Hi, good morning.
Eileen.
It's Eileen. Good
Hello,
morning,
Eileen.
everyone. Yes, I just have a small observation. Actually, I made it yesterday, but I forgot. And then I again noticed it today. When your eyes are closed, you can't look up. You can circle and you can look. If your eyes were open, you can move them down. But the only way you can look up is when they're open. I don't know if I want to make a metaphor or it's just a fact. Or maybe it's just my eyes, so somebody else can check it. And that's it.
Thank you. Meditators are really into observing strange minutiae and being entertained by them. And it's true. I think I can look up. Not as much as left and right.
Or down. You can look down. But if you compare it, I don't think you're really looking up. Like I can't, with my eyes closed, I can't look up as if I would raise my head. Or there's a picture right above my computer and my eyes don't go up and it's just, like inches. You can't even see it. My head moved.
Thank you.
I've tested it out.
I hear you.
Could be
Well,
my eyes though. It's just like you say, curious and interesting.
I mean, I meant it, I said it humorously, but meditators do get interested in start noticing really small things. I know on that first meditation retreat in India, when the mind stopped, it was quiet, there's a little tiny fountain. I mean, a rinky-dink little fountain. It was about this, the water went about this much. It was, I don't know, the size of a ballpoint pen almost. And the water came up, and then each little ball of water at the top went bloop, 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 boom, bloop, 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 boom, bloop, bloop. And I sat there for a long time. I had never seen anything like that. I'd never been quiet enough to just sit and watch. And to sit and watch a flower while bees come and go from it. And so meditators get very engaged with the world. The world becomes more alive, entertaining. So, anybody else have anything you'd like to share? Well, going once, going twice. Let us sing the ancient chant. I always think of Ruth Denison when I do this. Let's go out on Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. May all beings receive all blessings. That, of course, includes ourselves. And sadhu, sadhu, may it be thus, or it is thus. May it be so. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Have a fine, safe journey today, dear friends. May
Thank you, Robert.
May you miss the COVID beast for yet another day. A voice, David.
Yes, just saying thank you, Robert.
Oh,
Thank you, David.
Well, thanks.
Thank you, Dave.
God bless us, everyone. God bless us, everyone.
I'm still waiting for a be well.
Be well, everyone. Be well, and
There it is.
very much be well.
There it is.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
It's all about David.
Is it? Oh my God, really? Oh no, I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo.
No, it's all about Dave.
you the man.
Yeah, it's all about Dave. There we go, Dave. There you go.
It can't be.
Thank you, Sangha. Be well, everyone. We'll talk to you
Thanks, everyone.
tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks, Robert.
Bye.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye, Sadhu.
Bye.
Bye, Tamara.
Bye bye.
Bye, Ali.
Bye,
I guess
Jim.
the other thing is meditators are entertained by the strangest things.
Bye, Denise's cat.
Nice to see you this morning, Jimbo.
Rascal.
All right,
His name is
dear
Bye,
friends, have a fine,
Bye.
mindful day. All right, there's that. Oh yeah, have to turn off Facebook.